Chris Kluwe. How hot was he? Oh my God, all the football players I dated were stupid. I can't believe you put together all those sentences all by yourself. On behalf of lustful cock monsters everywhere, thank you. And now everyone, please welcome a tireless advocate for our families, someone who speaks out against those who would speak ill of our families, our fearless leader, Executive Director of Family Equality Council, Jennifer Chrysler.
Pretty sure Alec was going to tell a story about strollers. Oh, okay, I'll save it for later. I am so grateful to be here with all of you tonight. Grateful for the leadership of our co-chairs, Dan and Casey. Thank you. Grateful for the courage and strength of our honorees, and most especially, grateful to all of you for the many ways that you support the 1 million parents who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, raising 2 million children in the United States today. So as we gather together tonight, we kind of find ourselves in a remarkable moment where the levels of our equality are unprecedented. The results of this year's election have settled without question our power and our progress as a community. Just imagine in November, we won marriage equality in Maine, in Maryland, and Washington, and we defeated a hateful anti-gay amendment in Minnesota. And in doing that, we took away the last talking point of our opponents, that we could not win at the ballot box on the question of freedom and fairness. And you know what? We won, and we won big. So we sort of showed them. We also re-elected the most pro-gay president in history. We elected more pro-LGBT members of Congress than ever before, including the first openly gay U.S. senator and 2 congressmen who are gay dads. And in the year since we were last together, this president has unequivocally stated his support for marriage equality. Crucial cases regarding the freedom to marry have been taken up by the Supreme Court, and we've even made some small changes too, like changing the process by which same-sex families can re-enter the country through customs together as a family. And you should make no mistake about it. Family Equality Council has been at the center of this great progress, advancing the needs of our families and the voices of our community. As the national advocate for the 1 million LGBT parents raising those 2 million children, we are the voice protecting, advancing, and pressing for full freedom for our families. So, whether it is bringing families from across the country to our first lobby day, to talk to our elected officials about the reality of our lives, or making more than 200 visits last year to Capitol Hill, we are there for our families. Whether it's assisting more than 21 states this year in passing pro-family, pro-LGBT policies to our families, or supporting and engaging thousands of our LGBT parents at conferences and events and online, we are there for our families. From the more than 500 media appearances and mentions that we generated this year, to ensuring that the voices of our young people raised by LGBT parents are heard in our communities, in the news, and even at the National Convention for Democrats, we are there for our families. Because every day, Family Equality Council is moving our equality forward, changing the way the American public feels about LGBT families, and is guaranteeing a brighter future for our families and all modern families. So, even with this incredible momentum, and it has been an extraordinary year for this organization and for our families, we know that there is so much that we need, no have to do. Because at the core of Family Equality Council's mission is one simple idea, an aspiration, a belief, that all children, regardless of who their parents are, deserve to grow up in a world where they are treated equally and can turn into happy, healthy adults. It's not that complicated. It's the wish that I have for my 3 children, my 10-and-a-half-year-old twins, Tim and Tom, and my 7-month-old baby, Matthew. It is the wish of every LGBT parent that I know. It is the wish of all of us here tonight, and it must become the wish of everyone in this country if we are to ever achieve true equality for LGBT people. This was the wish of the organization when I became the executive director 8 years ago. It's true today, it'll be true 8 years from now, it'll be true 80 years from now. And the reality is that every day that we wait for this dream to become true, it's a day too long. It's a day too long for the almost 3,000 children being raised by LGBT families in Mississippi. Mississippi, that has the highest percentage of LGBT families living in their state in this country. In Mississippi, yes, Mississippi. Mississippi, where a family's median income is less than $30,000 a year, and where LGBT families live with the least amount of protection and equality. Not realizing this dream today is a day too long for the more than 400,000 children that wait in our nation's foster care system to find permanent, loving homes when there are more than 2 million LGBT people who want desperately to adopt them. It is 400,000 children who can wait on average for more than 5 years before they find a permanent placement. 400,000 children who wait every day and wonder, when will they be able to go home? To the same bed, to the same house, to the same loving parents who have adopted and made them theirs. It's a day too long for the more than 300,000 LGBT homeless youth in our country who are more likely to be sexually abused, estranged from their families, and twice as likely to commit suicide as other homeless youth. And it's a day too long for the 2 million children who go to school every single day and have parents that are LGBT and are 3 times more likely to face bullying and harassment as they walk the halls of their school. We can do better at making our dream a reality, and you know what? We must do better at making this dream a reality. In the next year, Family Equality Council will take us closer to that dream, advancing every day an aggressive plan to change laws, to change policies, and most importantly, to change hearts and minds. We'll be executing a plan to advance equality in southern states, places where equality is the furthest away, places like Mississippi and North Carolina. We're going to change forms and federal regulations to better recognize our families so that we can access crucial government services and protections. Forms like the federal financial aid application. I don't know how many of you have college-bound kids, but we want to make sure that form actually reflects the complicated families that we have today in this country, so that a child with 2 moms or 2 dads can actually access the aid that they need to be able to get a college education. And we're going to advance our federal legislation that will make sure all across this country, loving LGBT people can become parents through fostering and adopting. We are especially excited this year that we're going to be amplifying the voices of young people raised by LGBT parents through our groundbreaking program, a program that we launched here last year called Outspoken Generation. They will be speaking out, ensuring that their truth, their joy, their challenges become the antidote to the lies and the vitriol spewed by those who oppose equality. I know that we have a table filled with our outspoken youth here tonight, brave young women and men who are willing to tell their stories to audiences far and wide, kind and critical to make the world a better place for the kids who come behind them. So I want to thank them for being here with us tonight. Thank them for their inspiration. Over in that direction somewhere. Wave a hand if you're here. So tonight, after 8 years as the executive director of this organization, I stand with all of you on the eve of my departure. And I can look back. I can look back on these 8 incredible years and know that we have brought extraordinary change to this organization and to our movement. Change that has brought the issue of our families to the forefront. Change that has armed millions of people with the truth about our families. Change that has opened the hearts and minds of people from the most rural parts of our country to the President of the United States. Change that will stop our opponents in their tracks. And you know what? Together, we made this change happen. Together, we have made Family Equality Council the most powerful voices for our families across this country. It's the strength of our board and their vision for the future. It's the strength of our staff who are on the ground at Family Week and at all of our events, walking the halls of Congress, building strong and lasting relationships that sustain our work. It is because of all of them that we are strong. And most importantly, it is the strength of all of you and your incredible commitment to our work, your willingness to tell your story or champion change. And so I really thank you. It has been an extraordinary privilege to do this work every day for the last years. It has been my passion to share your stories. It has been a gift to do a job that has made the world a better place for my children and all our children. And so I leave knowing that this work will continue thanks to the force of our commitments and our convictions, and because we know that deep in our heart, that truth is on our side. Our children, our families cannot, will not be denied. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome co-chair of the Outspoken Generation Program and the daughter of Bishop Gene Robinson, Ella Robinson.
I am delighted to be here tonight with all of you. My dad has been an inspiration to me my whole life. And looking out at this amazing crowd tonight, I'm inspired by everyone here. Shout out to my friends at the Outspoken table. I think you're right down there. Hello, thank you for being here. I've gotten so much out of being a part of this great program, and I've always been proud of my family. And I think I've changed some hearts and minds along the way. But being part of this Family Equality Program means now that my megaphone has just gotten a lot bigger. And I'm ready to use it. I am joined by Zach Walls and another 40 teens and young adults who are telling their stories, lighting the way and changing hearts and minds across this country. I want to personally thank all of you. At this event last year, your generosity helped give life to this program, and as you just saw, it has been a tremendous year. I now want to ask you to join me in helping grow this program in 2013 and beyond. Our challenge gift donors have pledged $75,000. If we meet that challenge by raising another $75,000 tonight, we will have the funding to continue this program through 2013. That means we'll be able to achieve our goal of doubling the number of Outspoken Generation panels we will do from 10 to 20, reaching over 3,000 audience members, and providing opportunities for 50 to 100 youth and young adult ambassadors to tell their stories across the country. As Jen has mentioned, we want to set up the next visionary leader of the Family Equality Council to take this organization and not just continue its great work, but really make it soar. We are positioned to do so. We have such a great board, talented and committed staff, and generous and dedicated supporters like everyone here. Tonight, I'm asking your help in ensuring this organization's continued growth, in honor of Jen's legacy, and in recognition of how much more work there is still left to do. I'm asking each of you to use the donor cards on the table and pens to make a gift to family equality. Some of you might have heard my father say this at other various fundraisers, but when you start to write out that check, if you don't get a little lump in your throat as you write that, it might mean that the number is not quite big enough. When you care about an organization and the amazing work that they're doing, it should hurt a little bit, to give. Family Equality and the Outspoken Generation program is worthy of your most generous investments. I'm young-ish, and I don't have a lot to give, but this organization is so important to me, and I'm making a significant gift tonight for me as a monthly donor. You can become a major donor tonight by making a monthly gift of $100 or more. And if you can give more, please do. You have the opportunity to have your gift doubled tonight thanks to the generosity of our challenge gift donors who are matching every single dollar raised here tonight up to $75,000. Now, I have my donor gift card right here. Staff and volunteers will be coming around to the tables to collect your cards in a few moments. Please join me, take the time to fill out your donor cards. Such an important cause, and we all can make a big difference. So take them out, I'm watching. You got pens and cards, start filling them out. Keep going. We'll be watching and collecting soon. Thank you.
We're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Should I continue? I think we should all bid to go with Sean Hayes and Jane Lynch at Disneyland. I think that should be the next auction item. So it's my job to get you guys to sit down and be quiet. Just the absolute worst. I'm like a nun in Catholic school. I want a little less of this, a little more of this, and you'll get more of this. Did everybody get their food? No, I didn't get my food either. I barely got through my salad. Jen Chrysler, speaking throughout my entire gig. Traitor. I met Jen Chrysler on a Rosie O'Donnell cruise. You know the Our Family cruises? It's for gays and lesbians and the children that they purchase in Beijing. We met on that cruise, Jen. Do you remember you were pushing that stroller down the hallway in the cruise? She looked terrible, her hair was a mess, and the strollers were empty. I said, Jen, where are your kids? She said, I fucking threw them overboard. She did actually say that. Don't gasp in indignation. Really? It's happening already, Jen. They're turning against me. We met on a Rosie O'Donnell cruise, and that's how my husband and I became parents. We were brainwashed by lesbians. Right before I went on that cruise, all my friends were like, ooh, girl, don't go on that cruise. The lesbians are gonna brainwash you. You're gonna come back with a baby. And I was like, but that's so stupid. What, are they gonna give them out of the gift shop? But that's exactly what happened. We were brainwashed by lesbians. We attended every single foster adopt program that you guys served on the ship. Every single foster adopt class. We attended hair care for your adopted African American child. That was the day when all the lesbians looked like they were the love child of Stevie Wonder and Melissa Etheridge, right? Lots of cornrows. We attended how to adopt through the foster care system. Here's some interesting statistics. At any one given time, there are 400,000 children in the foster care system. 100,000 of those children are up for adoption. The most popular placement, the most desirable placement, is a Caucasian baby girl. Now, I got nothing against little white girls. I've been one my entire life. But if my husband and I are raising a family, there can only be one lady in the house, and you're looking at her. Nobody wants them over the age of 3, nobody wants a boy. And if they're African American, yikes. A Caucasian baby girl is 7 times more likely to be adopted than an African American boy over the age of 3. When my husband and I heard that, we were like, oh my God, our son is black. Not our son should be black, or our son, we should adopt a black child, but our son is black. He exists. We have to do everything we can to go out and find him, start our lives together, and if we don't, it will be the biggest regret of our lives. Lesbian brainwash. So I said before, I'm Asian, my husband's white, our son is black. When we walk down the street, we cause what I call the WTF triangle. As in, what the fuck are you 3 doing together? It's like, now if they're intelligent people, the triangle goes on for a short amount of time. It's like, oh, 2 gay guys, and oh, you're a family. But if they're stupid people, I see the triangle go on literally for hours until their heads literally explode. Like, 2 gay guys and a kid. Stay out of the Boy Scouts! My parenting style at any one given point can be described by 4 characters from the American musical comedy. I'm either Fraulein Maria, Miss Hannigan, Auntie Mame. Now what's the last one? Fraulein Maria, Auntie Mame. When I wake up in the morning, I'm totally Fraulein Maria, right? I'm peppy, I'm optimistic, I want to make clothes out of the curtains. But but when it reaches 10 a.m. and we run out of coffee and he's poured maple syrup on the dog, I turn into Miss Hannigan. And sometimes you get Miss Hannigan for the rest of the day. I love Julie Andrews, but she set the bar too high, okay? Nobody can be Fraulein Maria 24/7. Have you ever seen pictures of the real Maria Von Trapp? She didn't look like Julie Andrews. She didn't even have a neck. She looked like Brian Dennehy in a dirndl. And she beat those kids. How else you gonna make 7 children sing? I bet she was more Joe Jackson than Julie Andrews. When we throw parties at the house, I'm totally Annie Mame, right? Because I know nothing but circus people and drag queens and stuff. My son's favorite babysitter is Shangela from RuPaul's Drag Race. We call her Tranny Poppins. At baseball games, I'm totally Mama Rose. I'm like, I want to know why that no-talent klutz gets to play shortstop at every single game while my child, who has more talent than all of you put together, is playing first base. All right, let me preface this by saying I don't care about baseball, okay? But I didn't want my kid to lose out just because I'm a big sissy, right? So I took him to tryouts. Oh, I'm learning so much. They're not auditions, they're tryouts. They're not costumes, they're uniforms. And it's not rehearsal, it's whatever. I show up at the first tryout, right? And all the kids are in full-on baseball drag already, right? They've got the cap, they've got the shin guards, they've got the mitt, they're throwing the ball back and forth. Like, they've been doing this since the kid could walk, right? And I show up and my kid's like in shorts and a Hello Kitty tank top and flip-flops. And these dads are out there and, all right, first of all, okay, we're family, right? Most of the dads at this tryouts are like total douchebags, right? They're yelling at their kids like, focus! Eyes front! What are you doing? Like, I could understand if this were a ballet class. It's baseball. So for the tryout, what all the kids had to do was catch the ball, hit the ball off the tee, run the first base, right? So, by this point, everybody knows that this little black kid is with the gay Asian man with the Gucci handbag, right? So they're all looking at him like, we're not expecting much. So I take my son aside. I said, listen, Papa and Daddy don't care if you hit the ball. We don't care if you catch the ball. All that matters to us is that you have a good time and you have fun. We will love you no matter what. Now go. So what does my kid do? He catches the grounder immediately, throws it so far past first base that it hits the back fence, right? And then he cracks the ball off the tee, sends it sailing all the way out to left field where nobody can catch it, right? And all the dads are looking at me like, what the fuck, what? And I was like, so glad to be here tonight. You guys are an amazing audience. Thank you for supporting Family Equality Council. You don't know how much this means to us. All of us gay parents. You ready to start the program? I know, I'm starved. I haven't eaten anything. Are we ready? All right, standing by? Yes? All right. Please join me in welcoming to the stage a talented actor, singer, songwriter, composer, not to mention a 2011 Teen Choice Award winner. He is from the Bay Area. He's also Filipino like me. It's like looking into a mirror. He made his debut, his Broadway debut, in the 2012 revival of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. But you know him best as Kurt's boyfriend, Blaine, on Glee. You know him, you love him. Please welcome to the stage, Darren Criss.